Now to Frontside 180. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to land a frontside 180, and some common mistakes that might be holding you back from landing them. What is a frontside 180? The frontside 180 is an ollie with a frontside spin 180 degrees of both your body and your board. The reason this trick is frontside is because you're spinning with your body and toes facing the direction that you're moving. The frontside 180 is one of the 6 beginner skateboard tricks. I actually think that this is the easiest trick to learn after the ollie and shove it. Don't underestimate the importance of learning frontside 180s. Learning this trick will introduce you to 2 crucial skills that will help you learn plenty of other tricks in the future. First, it will help you understand how to rotate your board and your body at the same time. And second, it will introduce you to landing switch on your board and rolling switch. By the way, I made this video to help people perfect their frontside 180s, as well as help people land one for the first time. Towards the end of the video, I'll show you some steps and tricks you can use to land your first frontside 180 if you're really struggling. There are a few things you should keep in mind before trying this trick. I think it's important to remind yourself of these things before you try any new trick. Be comfortable on your board. I know I say this in most of my how-to videos, but if you're new to skateboarding, then you should spend as much time as you can rolling around on your board. Being comfortable on your board is going to help you land tricks more than anything else. Since this trick requires you to spin with your board, having a good understanding of how to turn comfortably is really going to help you. It might also help you to get good at frontside pivots and reverts, which have basically the same movement just without the ollie. Timing. Most skateboard tricks are all about timing. Your feet have to work together, but they're doing separate motions. These movements are difficult or even awkward when you're trying a new trick. If you have learned a few other tricks already, then you know that after you do them a few times, your muscle memory kicks in, and you won't have to think about doing the trick nearly as much as you did when you were learning it. This is why having really good timing when learning new tricks is important. If you're not very comfortable with your ollies, then you should spend some time really getting the timing of them as good as you can. Having a good clean pop and letting your front foot take control of the board are particularly important parts of the ollie that will help you most when you're learning frontside 180s. Jump. This is a crucial part of most skateboard tricks. For most tricks, including this one, the trick happens in the air. You have to get your board off the ground to make the trick happen. Although this step seems obvious, it is easy to forget. If you do a frontside 180 without popping or jumping, it's just a frontside revert. For these how-to videos, I actually spend a month or more sometimes perfecting, filming, and fully understanding these tricks so that I can really break them down and help you guys land them. So if you're enjoying this video or if it's helping you and you would like to support my channel, all you have to do is like the video or even subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified when I post a new video. The foot position for frontside 180s is actually pretty comfortable compared to a lot of other tricks. You are going to put your feet almost exactly in the ollie position with some small adjustments. With your back foot, you want to move it slightly closer to the side of the tail. Put your front foot where you would comfortably put it for an ollie, then move your toes slightly forward, hanging them off the board. You also want to angle your front foot slightly inward. The reason I angle my front foot is that your feet want to be in their natural position, so if you twist your foot some, it will naturally turn your ankle during the trick. You can see what I mean if you just stand with your ankles inward on the ground and then jump. This is actually something that people don't consider as much as they probably should. If you naturally stand with your toes pointing slightly outward or inward, you might have to place your foot differently than other people. When you set up your feet, you also want to think about your shoulder position. This is especially important for tricks where your body rotates, like this one. For front 180s, you want to start with your shoulders not quite square with the board, but turned in the opposite direction that you are going to be spinning. You also want your shoulders and arms tucked in tight to your body. This is basically a wind-up for the spinning motion. Don't overdo it though and wind up too much, or you will lose control or over-rotate when you do the trick. The front 180 can be broken down into 3 parts. the pop and shoulder opening, the spin and foot transfer, and hang time and landing. The pop and shoulder opening. The pop of this trick is the same as an ollie. Being able to pop a good ollie where you level out the board in the air is going to be really helpful when you're doing frontside 180s. The main difference with front 180s is that you want to think about opening your shoulders and turning your body to face the direction that you're moving. You also want the board to stay in front of your body so that your feet can stay in control of the board. The spin and foot transfer. Once you have popped and opened your shoulders, spinning your board and body 90 degrees, you should be halfway through the trick. You want to be at your highest point when you're turned 90 degrees. If you were doing a normal ollie, then you would be leveling out your board at this point in the trick. When you're at this position in the air, you want to let the foot that was on the front of the board when you started take control of the board and finish the rotation. For the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to call this your rotation foot. After you let your rotation foot take control, you want to pull the board around and down to the ground. Your other foot should just be hovering over the bolts as you prepare to land. Remember to let your shoulders finish the rotation as well, and they should be square with the board when you land. If you are able to get the rotation and land back on the board, but you are falling or slipping out, then it is just because you're landing switch and that's still new to you. My best advice for getting used to landing switch is to not forget to bend your knees when you land. Also, keep in mind if you lock your legs, then you are almost guaranteed to slip out, so just try to stay loose. Getting comfortable riding switch at first is really awkward, and landing switch is even worse. But that's the great thing about frontside 180s. You don't have to pop or ride switch, you just have to land. Spending a good amount of time learning frontside 180s is really going to make you feel pretty comfortable on your skateboard. You can really get some good hang time with this trick. I would say more than any other trick. Frontside 180s tend to be a go-to for skaters when they're trying to pop over something. Also, since the board is sideways at the highest point, it is the perfect trick for getting over things that you would normally struggle to ollie over. Alright guys, if this video helped you, check out one of the videos on the screen or just head over to my channel to learn plenty of other tricks.